Yeah. Welcome to Midwest Takeoff, where the stars rise and the real ones show up. Yeah. From the stage to the screen, from the books to the...
So as the professional model comes out, you see they already begin posing with the angles. And the importance of those angles are giving the audience and the designer respect because they're giving them a hint of what they're going to see on the runway. They're beginning to showcase the garment. As she starts off, you see she has correct form, that T stance, foot in front of foot, very important. And then that pose, giving the photographers respect, side view, front view, rear view, and back again to the front. Very important. Designer respect, giving the photographers always the opportunity to showcase every piece and get the shot. That's the most important. And elongating that body. It doesn't matter if you're 6 feet or 5 feet, you can model. And as you see here, this is the standard. This is what designers are looking for, persons who know what they're doing. And this is the product of investing in your craft, your artistry, and formal coaching. Last pose, absolute.
We're back. It's part 2. You know, I need to do an introduction only to one person, and that's our second guest. Welcome, Miss Coco. So Miss Coco has a bunch of stuff. We were just doing a little chit chat before just to, you know, get our feet wet because as we just talked, you know, Instagram only gives you a little bit. So as most people know, it's Pose Coach Coco. You know, we talked about the nonprofit that you all have, that you are a poet.
It's a deliberation.
Yeah. A poet and a platform artist.
Yes.
So welcome. I'm so happy that we can allow everyone to get to know all the great stuff besides the strict chest up confidence that you know, pour into those wonderful models every time.
Yes. Thank you for this opportunity.
We'd love to have you. Thank you for coming.
Welcome.
Shout out to Coco. Welcome.
Hey,
Welcome
girl.
to the Midwest Takeoff.
Of course.
Hey, girl. Hey.
So this is your second time actually appearing on the show, right?
Absolutely.
You know,
Thank
she
you.
was featured with the Detroit Diamond episode. Shout out to Detroit Diamond.
Yes.
And now we got to talk and experience what you're doing right now in the city. You know, a lot of people have seen you on Instagram with the stick, and I told you that was my. I said, "Did you bring it? Did you bring it?" I had to make sure she brought
the
it.
stick.
You keep the
okay?
stick on her, you know.
People love the stick.
If you stay ready, you ain't got to
It's
get
a
ready.
staple.
Absolutely.
So when you first got here, you brought a model. You want to shout the model out and tell us what you just presented to?
Yes, I bought one of the elite professional standard models in the state of Ohio, Miss Kenzie. She also
Shout out
does
to
runway
Kenzie.
management. She is one of the finest in the city, and for the best, I bring the best.
Okay.
Hey,
Appreciate
we
that.
definitely
I
appreciate.
love
Shout out to
Kenzie.
Kenzie.
Love
That's the
Yes.
homie.
That's
She-
my girl.
Yeah, she's a superstar, ripping the runway all the time. Like every time I didn't see her, she was just going.
Mm-hmm.
What-
Moving confidence and grace so eloquently.
Very poised.
Yes.
Very postured.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
This is actually a question for you, Bree, because I mean you're a model too, and like
Yes.
so you do the runway. When you see like other models and y'all walking down the runway and things like that, how do y'all get prepared for that?
I feel like it really depends on each person, like, and their own personality and what they have to encompass or what they know may be a weakness for them. Like, so for me, for example, one of the things that I always do is I always breathe, of course, but then like I focus on my shoulders because I know that my shoulders are a thing with my arms. So before I walk, I always roll my shoulders back and bring my arms right here. And then before I walk, I just drop them. So automatically my shoulders are rolled back and I know that I'm walking like straight up. Okay. So then after that, it's just more about like who I'm trying to present myself to. Like, am I trying to get a brand, like a designer, to be like, yes, she can walk in my piece and she's going to bring what I'm trying to do to life? Or am I just trying to, you know, walk to be in the show? Because there's a difference between like a designer call versus a model call. So it all also depends on what I'm going for.
Okay.
So I'm glad you said that because that brings me to my next question for Coco, right? So the rollback arms and everything like that, you have this stick because, you know, it's like you're not really touching them with your hands, right?
Exactly. It's a boundary tool so to respect everyone's personal space versus touching. We always point and direct with the stick, and it helps.
So, given from her explanation and her demonstration just now, like, how would you demonstrate the poise that you do?
Well, it all starts with formal training. It's not a hearsay thing. There are actual classes for this, online as well as physical. There are books that have to be read, and there are papers that have to be written to receive your certificate, not just of completion, but you get graded for what you do. It starts with core engagement. Wow. So there are exercises that go along with that, facial, microfacial expressions, how to manipulate the face, how to loosen the jaw, how to release the shoulders, how to engage the full body, head to toe, the obliques, the elbow bend, all of those different things. And even in those courses that a professional coach takes, they give you the history about the fashion industry. So who have broken barriers in fashion? And I start with that for the models. If they're really serious about this industry, tell me who Willie Chavaria is. Tell me who Elizabeth Keckley is. Tell me who Daniel Day, Dapper Dan is. What has he done?
Dan. Shout out to
Absolutely.
Dapper Dan. Yeah.
And tell me who is the gentleman who did the creative director for Marc Jacobs. He's a custom designer in New York, Mr. Judd. He's a seamstress, and he also did runway management for Vidal Sassoon. So it goes all the way back, and these are all people of culture that I'm mentioning, thinking about the very first woman of culture who started her own model agency, and she coached each one of the models of culture. That was Ophelia DeVore Mitchell. She had the Bradford Modeling Agency, where people of culture weren't getting hired. It's not that they didn't know what to do, because she trained them. So what she did was she developed her own modeling agency. She coached and trained them, where they were having bookings across the seas in Paris and Europe as they weren't in the United States. So it's a lot that goes into professional model coaching versus, nobody here. I'm just saying, like, somebody in the mirror, I do this, but they do it for real. And designers who are invested in this industry, they hire a professional model coach to assist with their runways and to get their models in line, because there's a specific elevated element that they want to bring to the guests who attend their shows.
And they want them to be real coordinated and
Absolutely.
put together. So how did you get here? Like, how did you get to this point in your
I've been
career?
doing this.
Really?
I had my mentor, and I shout him out, Cannon Shooter, my business mentor, said, you should just put it to film. You should try it once and see what happens. So about 3 years ago, I put one post on Instagram and just kind of left it. I mean, it did pretty good. It was like 3,000. So a year later, I put another post up, and it did great. And so it was a gentleman downtown giving out awards. Can't think of his name, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity that he had recognized the work. And I was presenting with Coach of the Year. And so I just started getting more consistent with it. And with the art of storytelling, Cannon Shooter does the videography, photography, BTS, the media, absolutely amazing, because he captures what I'm learning in the courses that I'm taking for runway management, which I do. So it's been about 6 years in the game.
6
6 years. Shout out.
And we
that's
see
this
your
episode
elevation.
too. Episode 6.
Yeah,
That's
that's look at that. But we see, like, I see the progression in your content and
Thank
all of
you.
that, and I see how people are reacting, and I think that you're really needed in Cleveland, because we
For
have
sure.
a very in-depth modeling industry in Cleveland that I don't think gets the highlight that it should.
Doesn't. It really
And so,
doesn't.
girl, you appreciate it, because the
Well,
girl be
thank
looking
you.
good.
Because it's about the designers at the end of the day. It's their show.
Yeah.
And a lot of designers, as we have an upcoming piece about that, designers have lost their momentum in who they are.
Yeah.
They dictate everything that goes on in those shows. You know that, being a model
Yeah,
yourself. And that respect that they have has diminished, because the modeling scene is oversaturated.
Yeah.
There are certain models that going to be everywhere, every show,
Yep,
no matter
yep,
what.
yep.
But the goal of Post Coach Coco, when you book a session and you model, my goal is to get you paid.
Yeah.
And that's what changes the
Hey.
trajectory within this industry. The models who come to me invest in themselves. I invest in them, push them and put them in the right direction, and I will post their bookings showing that they're getting paid
I know
bookings.
that's right.
I have a couple of actors that have come and received some articulations. I have a young lady I'm coaching right now in Russia who's preparing for a movie role with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh wow.
So it's like, and then I hate to name drop. I don't like to do that because I always tell you about Alan, my reputation speaks for itself.
Yeah.
I don't
the
want
work
nobody to think.
shows to where she was able and capable of getting that role.
Yeah. You know, so she just wants to be able to speak appropriately, have all of her ducks in a row, and I'm going to put that work in for her so she can get that role.
Okay.
So I have no problem with that at all.
That's great.
So go ahead.
Oh, my bad, y'all. Everybody looking at me now. But, like, in your 6 years of coaching and getting these models up to a certain standard, what would you say was, like, the biggest challenge in general for all of them, or maybe a misconception that the models have about the industry?
The misconception that they have is, I've been doing it. Okay. This is how I do it. And that's okay to have that and own that. But there is a structured way that a designer has to be respected. It's their show. Okay, you might be able to do 4 or 5 different turns. You may be able to, you know, bend over backwards, but this is not the space for that at this moment. The designers just want someone that they can build with. Yep. Can you showcase the details of my garment? It takes literally for a real designer 1 year to 2 years to finish a collection. So we're going to have a clown show,
Right.
or we're going to have a professional show, because you as consumers are coming to watch these models, to showcase this designer and their hard work.
And potential buyers as well.
And potential buyers, because the shows that I work with, they have racks.
Yep.
You know, and a lot of
Okay,
people
I know
don't know
that's
about
right.
racks. And a lot of models that I've worked with don't know the basics.
Yeah.
So when the designers call in and be like, you know, Coach, I got somebody that has the potential. Can you give them the edge? I will do that for you. You see, I'll do that for you. Do you know what a box is? T-stands. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what the auxiliary turn is? Do you know all of these formal things?
I don't
Do
know.
you know what static is? Do you know what I'm saying? Editorial, catalog, fit model, all of these different things. Do they know?
Yeah.
And they just call themselves a
And
model.
and they
Never
think
done
they
an
know, but they
editorial.
don't.
They've never done anything like that.
And there is really no cookie cutter way that a model should be, but there is a formula to that runway. What is a basic walk? What is an 8 count? You know what I'm saying? You know, do you know what's a 3? What's a 4? Show me a 6, 7. You know, all of those literally 6, 7.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? All of these
Yeah,
different
okay.
things. You know, like what are all of these? What are these numbers? What are these?
The best thing is when you work with designers, and I think that's also something that we lose sight of in Cleveland, is we like put a brand that just like pushes out clothes as like a designer, and that's not a designer.
That's a boutique owner.
Yes, and like for the designers though that do work and do pieces, I'm grateful to have experienced it where they like, you're one of their models. Like, okay, I'm having a show now. I already have my models picked out. The clothes are already set. I have their measurements, and now I just have to make sure that they are able to come on this day
And execute that runway.
Yes, because I know that they're gonna give my piece exactly what I need them to be seen in, and it's mindfulness of that, because a lot of times when we talk about I've been doing this, they get that egotistical, like they're gonna choose me because I've been doing
that's unfortunate.
this. But you're not presenting what the designer is looking for. You're not giving the essence of what they can encapsulate into their garment. So you're never going to get chosen.
Exactly.
So as long as you've been doing it, if you can't execute what's being expected, it's all that theatrics and all that night is out the window. So can you be able to balance it all, or be able to know time and place and know when and how to bring out your personality, but still be able to add whatever else is supposed to be met.
Under the direction of your model management,
Yeah.
your operations manager, or your designer in general.
Yep.
All of those different things.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm like, this right here to me is like another realm that I'm tapping into, which is like the fashion world, the models, the designers, right? And so my question is from a spectator point of view, America's Top Model, Tyra Banks, and that type of show, right?
Yeah.
Like, how is it like what you do, is like how how they do it, like in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking from like a fan base.
No, it's not that intense. You know, just the coaching. We start working with your steps. We start working with the regimen, goal setting, vision board, as you know, comp cards, digitals, all of those things, headshots, angles, hand posing, eye posing, photography respect, designer respect, runway etiquette. We go through the entire roster in that session. So the investment for that is priceless. If you're serious about the industry. The collaborations that I've had in Houston, in Baltimore, the collaborations I got in Chicago, in Nassau, another collaboration that's coming up August 1st in Harlem with the HBCUs across the nation. I'll be working with, the
I would love to work with some
Popsicle.
HBCUs,
And all of these are a lot of big names will be there, and rubbing shoulders with those who see a person who is serious about what they do. They've invested in themselves, and now I'm going to invest and pour into other persons, because did a show, model management for a show, and there were some persons of culture, and then there were some other persons of another culture, and the young lady got $300 and her Uber ride, and then the other young lady got her lunch and some beverages. So I'm curious, you know, I'm a designer assistant at this time, and I want to know, like, what was the difference with that? I was like, she can walk. He was like, yeah. He said, but can you see the difference from her walk to her walk? So when he played it back for me, I was like, yeah. He said, she has the edge. She's had formal coaching. He said, so,
you know, who had coaching, who did.
That was the difference from one person.
And they look for it.
They look for it.
So you haven't had coaching, okay?
They can tell you hit the runway, right?
They can tell immediately who's had formal coaching and who hasn't.
Yeah.
So that was her lunch and a beverage was the difference from $300 cash in the Uber. So that's why I'm passionate about it for these young, new, aspiring persons who are serious about the industry.
Because even if it doesn't seem like it's going to make the biggest difference, it is.
It does.
The small foot movements.
Practice
and
makes perfect.
Everything, all the little details make a huge, bigger picture. Yeah. So I always preach about mentorship.
Yeah.
And forever looking for mentorship, because it's going to forever keep you evolving.
Absolutely.
You know?
I also work with designers, brand management, persons who are interested in taking their, what should I be looking for as a designer? Or what should I be looking for as a professional, whatever the
so you're
arena
like
is.
A consultant. In a way.
More than a consultant, brand management. Oh yeah, I am business coach, mentoring and all of that on paper.
All the things.
All of those things. Women, we wear many hats.
Yes, we do.
Sure. And we own those hats.
We do.
Yes, with your many hats. Let's. I want to divert to your business, because So let's talk about it. When did you found it?
Which one?
The nonprofit, the one you were talking about.
Oh, yeah, that's in Deliberations, Our Stories Project, where we facilitate and teach youth how to read and write. Okay. A lot of children are not printing. They are not writing in cursive. So this program that we have, Our Stories Project, implements literacy, reading, as well as putting in film and documenting, telling their story in the community as a young person. What is the difference in your life that you would like to see? So they showcase, they take the pictures, they're gifted a camera to take pictures in the neighborhood, to tell their story. And then after that, now they're the director, they write out the story. They'll read it, and then it'll be put to film with the great media team, Cannon Shooter, Creative Theory, RTS Visuals, who are part of the media team for the program. Thank you for that, everybody. And put the children's vision in. I have one, I don't even want to spill it because they're having a premiere night at the Nerve DJ Institute on July 27th.
Oh, really?
And it's a fundraiser
on a Monday,
for the program for next year. Yeah, 6:30 to 8:30.
I could be there. I'm off that day.
And I would love for you to see the visionary abilities of these young people. It's absolutely amazing. Our Stories Project.
And I just love that because I've worked with kids for like 6 years. You see like the inability to be able to do basic skills are a lot of the reasons that you see like behavioral issues or kids just not being able to stay in the classroom and acting out because they don't want other people to know that they can't.
They
do
don't
it.
understand.
And
they
don't
can
understand.
do it.
Yeah.
We turn the can't into a
Yeah,
can.
but then they
see?
don't understand and they need the extra help and they don't want to ask for help because they're used to either not getting help when they
or
ask
being
for
poked fun of.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so being able to create a safe space for them to not only
Yes.
learn but expand on that learning to apply it and make something so creative that lasts.
Yeah, a lifetime.
They
Yeah,
become their
that's
own
beautiful.
directors.
Yeah,
It
they
changed the
are.
whole
They're-
trajectory of
Yep.
It does.
of their thinking, and then in turn that changes the whole trajectory of their life.
Yeah, and in Our Stories Project, it creates a safe environment for them to do just that. They sign a commitment form to not disrespect, to uplift, support, and encourage their neighbors that are in the course
I
with
love
them.
that.
So we've got a lot of neighborhood support. Thank you, neighbor Clee, for the grant to have the program this year partially funded. That's the purpose of the fundraiser, so that we can do the full summer for 2027. Thank you, St. Clair Superior, Miss Brittany. She worked very hard to help and walk me through this process because we've been doing it without any funds.
Yeah.
That's
Because
amazing.
and when I showcased and let them know, I said, I'm going to do it. If you gift these children the money or not, I'm still going to do it. And I've been doing it. So now I've gotten a little bit of support and assistance, and it's going full throttle.
That's
That's
amazing.
awesome.
That's so great. What is the one thing that you've taken in as like maybe a lesson or like an impactful moment that sticks with you so far doing that?
To continue to do it, the impactful moment is when it's in here, I can't shake it until it's out here.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, man.
I'm completely
That sound like me.
driven
Absolutely. Yeah.
like a cavalry to get it done. And it will succeed because it's for the greater good of all and to the harm of none. And I always thank Almighty God for everything that I do, the endorsements, the sponsors that I've had. Thank you so much for, being patient with me and working through this, the whole process, not just with Post Coach Coco, with the poetry, with the summer youth program, all of the variety of projects that I have. And thank you, Loiter, shout out Ishmael and Ali for all of the behind the scenes work and help that they've been putting in too.
That's amazing. That's a lot of things that you have not only just done but excelled in, and being able to continuously not just elevate but be able to pour as you elevate.
Absolutely.
So that,
My life is a life of service, and if you're not serving, then what are you doing?
We had this talk before where we just said that.
Okay.
Like I said,
Let's
everyone was
talk about
created
Jesus.
to be a servant.
You want to talk about the King?
Yeah,
We
man.
can do that.
We could have a
Even-
talk about that.
Even when he came,
We can talk about that.
Nobody was created to be served. Everyone was created to serve, and we have
Absolutely.
to remember that.
Yeah.
Even when he came and was Jesus walking with us as like a physical human, he was acted as a servant.
Absolutely.
So we just have to remember those things as we
Yes.
continue to do. And when you're in alignment,
you will thrive.
it will just roll with it
Yes,
because
alignment
the
is
flow
the
is
yeah,
the word of
the
the month.
humility that
okay?
comes with that, and always giving thanks. Because if you don't give thanks and be grateful,
Yes.
you'll never have anything your way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes,
I know you're a pose coach and you do great things. So look, before you leave, can you make sure you give me like 4 poses I can do
will.
so I can step my game up?
Where's my stick?
right. No, for real.
I will
Pop the
definitely
truck.
do that. Yes, I will. You guys are doing amazing things, and just to be sitting in this room full of greatness, I'm just so humbled. Thank you.
Oh, thank you
Thank
for
you.
allowing to pour your insight and what you've experienced back into us so we can continue to grow and ask good questions and learn new things to be able to have good conversation.
Yes,
And the
indeed.
great thing about it is when you see people that you know and they're being successful in what they're loving to do, it brings you joy.
Yes,
It
it
does.
To
does.
see you doing your thing and to see you growing and prospering, and not just you but Cannon
And
as
we've
well, just
seen
the
the
whole
journey.
team with Creative Theory, like you called them out. It's good to see your peers doing well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Facts.
It
And
is.
so we support you and we
Thank
love what
you.
you're doing for the culture and everything like that.
Thank
So-
you so
Yes,
much.
and
Thank you.
keep instilling his confidence into this youth and their
Yeah.
abilities mentally, because
Yeah.
it's rough out here right now.
It really
and
is.
All it takes is one person to be like, all right, I'm about to do this because
Yep.
something got to change. you
It
know what I
has to
mean?
change. And, just to not to keep, nothing negative, but looking at programs like that are going on around the city right now. These summer youth programs are just giving kids something positive to do. Over there at the New Era Cleveland with the clubhouse with the kids having a safe space to go to, making a different decision. I had one of my students a couple of months ago got 11 years at the age of 13. So these are the things that will keep you driving. Give them something to look forward to so they can just make a different decision.
Yes.
Kill off
Let
the
them know that they have options.
Yeah.
Kill off the thought that's not going to benefit your future.
Yes.
That's a decision.
Yes.
Make an educated guess as to I'm going to do this or I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So those things pour over into the pose coaching. Those things pour over into the spoken word poetry. Those things, the feeling and the emotion.
Absolutely.
So it all comes full circle.
Yeah.
So
really beautiful.
normally we like to ask, like, drop gems at the end of the segue, but this is gonna put you on the spot. Can I get a little spoken word?
A little spoken word.
A little spoken word for the gems,
Boring boys breed boring men. I've heard that truth time and again, that play in harbors of water from damage within. No one person can actually pinpoint when it all began, like the crocheted needles of the arthritic hands that weren't there to come in and mend and press all the broken pieces from the broken men that broke him inside. Well, what are little boys made of? Frogs, snails, and puppy dog tails. And if that were true, because many will say to you, oh, well, they'll be okay. But now, to this day, a man has risen into the sin and sense of room and boarding and hoarding women. The meanest little dolls ever in stockpiles of mannequins, china dolls, porcelain dolls, and even corn stalkers that lay in wait to contemplate and meditate all the man drama from that little boring boy that gave her to her mother and never gave her anything. Well, what is this Power Ranger supposed to do with a Wonder Woman who's been wandering and wondering what she will and will not do? Let the healing begin. Men, boys need you, your strength, your hugs to example, sample, purge, and merge the unhealed trauma of a thick attitude, high-heel mama that buried his heart by the docks of deceit. Well, faith follows the things heard, and I will ensue. Hey, little dudes, I see you.
Ooh.
And I really do love you.
We love you too, man. That's it.
Yes.
That was fire.
I love it. Yes.
That was
Like,
called
I feel like
action
you
figure.
I felt
you take the mic off and drop it. That's how you
Yes.
That's how
Yeah,
that's
literally.
how
That was a
Oh.
mic drop right there.
Yeah, no, I felt all of
One
that.
fish,
That was-
two fish.
Here we
Red
go.
fish, blue fish. No, that's
Come on.
That was
Tell
very
everybody where to
beautiful.
find you.
Post Coach Coco on Instagram as well as Facebook. Coco Weaponry is my platform artist name, and I am here for it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right,
And
you guys.
again, go ahead.
Go ahead. Would you
No,
about to
go
say
ahead.
something?
Go ahead. No, that was it. Go ahead.
Okay, all right, you guys. Well, thank you for tuning in once again. We are getting ready to take off. This is episode 6. We will see you on the next trip.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We out.